everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight. The PAC Sports Network has made the journey out to Latrobe, Pennsylvania, and the Carey Center on the campus of St. Vincent College as we finish up the first half of President's Athletic Conference play in women's basketball. Tonight's contest features two teams among the top teams in the President's Athletic Conference. That's the host St. Vincent Bearcats and the visiting Waynesburg Yellow Jackets. I'm Nick Farrell, filling in for Randy Gore tonight, along with my associate Justin Piles and producer Kat Guyan. And Justin, tonight's game features a couple of teams that are hot, except for St. Vincent coming off that big loss to Thomas More. Beforehand, rattled off 5 consecutive victories, but then had a setback here on Saturday at the Carey Center.
Well, it's hard to stay hot when you have a team like Thomas More on the schedule. Thomas More women so dominant, and they're having a fantastic season. Let's talk about the teams that are here on the floor tonight. I really like the way St. Vincent played Thomas More, not afraid to attack the Saints, even late in the game. I was talking with Coach Jimmy Petruskin. We both agree that the way the Bearcats played that game, played it in its entirety, really helped them out, not only when they see Thomas More again, but kind of heading into this last game and then the second half of the season. Definitely something that they can build on. Definitely something that'll light a fire under the Lady Bearcats because, like you said, they were on such a hot streak heading into that game. So getting beat like that on your home floor only makes you that much hungrier, and that's the way the Bearcats are. And they're up against the Waynesburg team tonight that really shoots the three well. They're a very good outside shooting team, and they put emphasis on team. You won't see the same player lead them in scoring. You won't see the same player lead them in a lot of categories night in, night out. Very well-rounded team to get points and contributions up and down their lineup, also off of their bench. And I really like the way that Sam Jones coaches the Yellow Jackets. So this is going to be a great game tonight, and I'm excited to get it started.
Certainly will be. Features the second and third teams in the conference. St. Vincent 10-5 overall, 7-1 in the PAC. That only loss coming to Thomas More Saturday. Waynesburg enters the game in third place, 8-7 overall, 6-2 in the conference, fresh off a big victory at the Rudy Marisa Fieldhouse, 92-54 over Chatham, the 9th place team in the conference. And speaking of that prolific outside shooting from either team, our triple Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living three-point shooters tonight. For Waynesburg, Hayden Giuliani, she's second in the conference in three-point shooting, 37 of 76. She can go berserk any night. She had 8 three-pointers in one game against Thomas More earlier this season. The Jackets could certainly use that kind of contribution against the Bearcats tonight. And then for St. Vincent, it's Jill Kegg. She's 4th in the conference, shooting just over 40% from beyond the arc. She's a sharp shooter too, and perhaps it will depend on the outside shooting of either of these teams, or maybe the interior play. We'll have to wait and see, but both of them match up quite similarly.
Yeah, a bunch of different aspects of each team that kind of complement each other well. One thing St. Vincent has an advantage, and I think coming into this game, is the interior. They have Taylor Mathers, who is just a tremendous shot blocker and good offensive player as well, but she really is known for her shot blocking ability. One of the best in the conference, one of the best in the country at being able to time it and get the shot block. And so much about shot blocking is just timing, not picking up fouls. That's one of the things that actually happened to her in her last game against Thomas More. Really wasn't that much of a factor because she picked up fouls, but she's back here and obviously starting out with a clean slate here tonight. And she'll probably look to stay out of the foul trouble and disrupt, harass, alter some of these shots, especially inside from the Yellow Jackets.
And the natural opposition for her from Waynesburg would be Elaine Hassick, a senior forward for the Jackets, who is among the conference's leader in rebounders and is a sure shooter from inside as well. We'll be right back after these messages for the start of the game on the President's Athletic Conference Sports Network.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help.
Bankruptcy myths. Busted.
Bankruptcy is just another word for failure. It's for deadbeats.
The typical person filing for bankruptcy is 38, middle class, and educated. Over 90% of bankruptcies are traceable to job loss, illness, or divorce, factors largely out of anyone's control.
Myth. Busted. Bankruptcy Myths Busted. Brought to you by Foster Law Offices. Call today to schedule a free consultation and sleep better tonight.
For 3 generations, Sharps Furniture has been proud to serve Southwestern PA with their brand of personal service. Being an authorized dealer for Lazy Boy, they are dedicated to providing the finest quality products made here in the US of A. Looking for custom upholstery? Sharps carries a large selection of upholstery to choose from, all made in America. And their friendly staff will deliver right to your front door. Sharps Furniture, your authorized Lazy Boy dealer. Family owned, family operated since 1917. Located just off I-70, exit 19B in Washington, PA. When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help.
At guard, a 5'7" junior from Morgantown, West Virginia.
We're moments away from the beginning of tonight's action here on the PAC Sports Network at the Carey Center at St. Vincent College. It's Waynesburg against St. Vincent. Starting for the visiting Yellow Jackets, junior guard number 10, Rebecca Kerr. Junior guard number 12, Hayden Giuliani. Senior forward number 21, Elaine Hassick. Sophomore guard number 23, Lauren Blair. And junior forward number 31, Rachel Lovely. For the host, St. Vincent Bearcats, starting tonight, senior forward number 0, Taylor Mathers. Junior guard number 4, Elle Collins. Sophomore guard number 3, Jill King. Junior guard number 11, Allie Schmidt. And freshman guard forward number 20, Mara Benvenuti. Both teams match up quite well. This is a game to stay among the top of the PAC. Thomas More there holding that number 1 spot. Both of these teams will need to overcome a lot to get to first place, but tonight it's still not too early that we're here in just the end of the first half of PAC play. Still not too early to be thinking about tournament time and the matchups that will ensue. Perhaps this is one that we'll see for a third time come tournament time in March, when both the Yellow Jackets and St. Vincent are fighting for those top 4 spots in order to get a home playoff game before probably ending up at Thomas More for the semifinals and maybe final round of the tournament.
Yeah, that's the plan. You want to be in that top 4, get that home court for at least one game, and then maybe going on the road to Kentucky. But that's exactly what you want. You don't want to play road games and make it any more difficult for you in the tournament than it needs to be. And that's really what the regular season's about. It's a big deal to win the regular season championship. It's a bigger deal to win the conference championship and get that NCAA tournament bid. Like you said, both these teams probably going to have to overcome Thomas More at some point if they want to find their way into the NCAA tournament, but you never know, and that's why games are played, and that's why we still have the rest of the season to go. And this is a great one here, shaping up against the 2nd and 3rd place teams in the conference.
The host Bearcats in white win the tip. That's Mathers who gets it. Ball down on the left wing now. Yellow Jackets, the visiting team, in black. Elle Collins on the right wing calls out the play. Inside to Mathers, works against Lovely. Right-handed layup is good. 2 points right away on the first possession for the Bearcats.
And Taylor Mathers very good around the hoop. Nice soft touch off the glass. Bearcats are on the board first, but the Jackets right back down the court.
Giuliani, a 3 off the front of the rim. Rebounded, a 1 and done. Here come the Bearcats in transition. It's Benvenuti.
Look for ball movement by the Bearcats. Very good at quick, short passes. Again, working inside to Mathers. And she has the first 4 points of the ball game. Immediately, Bearcats setting up full court pressure.
Bearcats in a 2-2-1. Jackets broke it right away last possession. 4-0 about a minute in. It's Lauren Blair down low to Giuliani on the baseline. She kicks it out to Lovely, back to Blair at the top of the arc, who pulls it out. Now back into the corner. A runner by Rebecca Kerr off the rim, no good. So far, 2 shots, no points for the Yellow Jackets. In transition, it's Schmidt who has her shot blocked by Hassick. Quick outlet pass to Blair, and here she comes. Giuliani, a ball fake, 15-foot floater, no good. This time the Jackets do get an offensive rebound, and it's Giuliani who hangs with it.
And they'll reset. Lauren Blair directing traffic from up front. She does a great job kind of being the calming force for the Jackets right now.
Giuliani's shot is whistled off by a foul off the ball. It's Rachel Lovely's first foul underneath. That's the first team foul for either team. 4-0 St. Vincent, 18:25 remaining in the opening period.
That's one of the things you like to see from a point guard, whether it's things breaking down from pressure or just everyone out of position off of an offensive rebound. You like to see a point guard call for the basketball, being able to reset the offense.
Ball goes back inside to Mathers. This time there's several Yellow Jackets around. It's Giuliani who grabs it. Over to Blair, back to Giuliani. She fakes a 3. Drives with the left hand off the glass. Good. The Jackets finally on the scoreboard. 4-2 now, inside 18 minutes to play.
Looked like a reputation basket by Giuliani. A couple of Bearcats were there in her face thinking she'd pull up once from 3 and then once from mid-range. She went right around both for the lay-in.
Jill Keg has it stripped away, last touched by her, so it'll be Yellow Jacket ball. Something that head coach Jimmy Petruska of the Bearcats liked was the way that St. Vincent dribble penetrated against Thomas More. It's already been evident today, and so has the team's interior game, specifically with Mathers, who has all 4 points for St. Vincent. Blair at the top of the arc. Now it's Lovely on the baseline. Lovely gives it to Kerr, who's driving and is swatted away by Mathers, who leads the PAC in blocks. Now in transition, it's Al Collins who kisses it off the glass for 2 more for the Bearcats.
The Bearcats did a great job against Thomas More, knowing when to run the floor. So difficult to do anything in transition against the Saints, but they picked their opportunities well, and they were pretty successful on Saturday, and they were again right there.
After a turnover, Al Collins takes it to the hoop and scores. There's the dribble penetration that ends in an and 1 for her. So she'll go to the line. 8-2's the score, just over 17 minutes remaining in the first half. Collins, an 84% free throw shooter. That's 3rd best in the conference.
Hassick picking up the foul on the play, just a little bump as she went to the hoop.
Ball out of bounds. It will be St. Vincent ball on the far side. Benvenuti with it, kicks it over to a teammate. Back to her at the top. St. Vincent a healthy lead early on, 8-2. 3-point shot taken by Keg, it's good. 11-2 is the score, and that's our triple 3-point shooter for the Bearcats, connecting on her first attempt from long range. Giuliani with it. She is fouled by Mathers, and it will stay Waynesburg ball. That's the first team foul for St. Vincent. Entering the game for Waynesburg, Haley Delaney, a 6-foot freshman, and sophomore guard Heather Davis.
And number 25, Heather Davis.
Her and Lovely checking out. You'll see that rotation pretty heavy from both teams. Both coaches like to use their benches. Davis right away off the bench, connects on a 3, making the score 11-5. You know, Davis is actually the team's leader in 3-point shooting. As St. Vincent answers right away, that's Allie Schmidt, her first 2. Davis now 23 of 50 this season from 3, but she has not played in enough games to be recognized by the PAC as one of the conference's leaders. Elaine Hassick tries a 3, no good. 13-5 is the score. We're about 4 minutes into this opening half of play between St. Vincent and Waynesburg. Mathers a 3. Now it's just a long-range clinic, but nothing falling since that Davis 3-pointer. And here's Hassick. She'll take it herself across the timeline. Over into the corner to Giuliani, back out to Blair, who almost mishandles it. 18 to shoot. Blair gets away with a forearm move there. Over to Giuliani. And now Hassick. Hassick to Giuliani. She likes to shoot the 3. No good this time. 0 for 3 is Hayden Giuliani so far in this first half. Collins against Davis. Kicks it out to Schmidt. Inside, a beautiful pass to Mathers. And that's 6 points for her. 15-5 is the score, and head coach Sam Jones takes a full timeout.
will keep it here for the time being, as St. Vincent leads Waynesburg by 10. So far, Taylor Mathers leads all scorers with 6 points. L. Collins has 4, Kegg has 3, Schmidt has 2 for St. Vincent, and then for Waynesburg, it's Heather Davis with 3. She came off the bench, has only played a minute, but has already connected, and Giuliani with 2.
Oh, Mathers doing a great job inside. St. Vincent doing a nice job of finding her on the inside, really taking advantage of her ability, and she's such a huge target down low too. The entry pass, and it doesn't always have to be perfect. She's got such a nice wingspan, big target down there, being able to receive those entry passes, and then knowing where she is on the court, how to take that basketball up and how to score. And she's been a huge part of this game. Waynesburg obviously calling timeout right now, trying to figure out how to slow her down, maybe slow down this Bearcats interior game, and also their transition game. And you know, sometimes you'll call timeout to stop a streaky shooter. Well, Waynesburg might have called timeout to maybe find their shooting legs also, because they're not really connecting a whole lot from the outside other than the 1 3-pointer by Davis.
Giuliani, one of the league's best 3-point shooters, has yet to connect from beyond the arc. At least in terms of size, though, Justin, Mathers is the tallest player on either roster, and Waynesburg really has had no answer for her. Sometimes the double team has worked, and other times she's just been found open by some great eyes and great passing by her teammates underneath for an easy hoop. Play resumes with a loose ball and possibly a Waynesburg turnover. Players still fighting for it. L. Collins eventually comes up to it. Ball inside to Schmidt. Misses the layup. Still loose. Davis grabs it, though. 15-15 left in the opening half. Waynesburg down by 10. Blair, the point guard, settles things down, sets up the offense. Davis over to Giuliani, tipped out of bounds. Looks like it was last touched by Benvenuti, and yes, it was, stopping the clock with 15:05 left. Hassick right by the scorer's table into Blair. Collins right under her jaw there. Hand around to Hassick, over to Giuliani. 10 seconds to shoot for the Yellow Jackets. It's Delaney who's coming off a career game against Chatham. She's fouled. The ball will be taken out of bounds over on the sideline.
St. Vincent foul for 32, Brianna Zajac. Her first.
Foul on Zajac, Brianne Zajac, a 6-foot freshman who just checked into the game during that timeout. Fresh shot clock now for Waynesburg, still trailing by 10. Davis with it. Has a rolling Delaney, but overthrows her, tipped out of bounds. St. Vincent ball.
Oh, right idea. Delaney just had it go off her hands. I think the pass was there, just didn't quite catch it. Maybe was looking at the basket or looking at the space she had to the basket. No Bearcats defender in her way. So it's been a pretty easy lay-in had she caught the pass.
The Jackets really decided to slow things down on offense on that last possession. L. Collins, a quick 3. No good, and rebounded by Hassick, Waynesburg's leading defensive rebounder. Giuliani looks at a 3. This one off the back of the rim. She just can't find a rhythm right now. A couple of Bearcats come down with it, and now in transition is Benvenuti, who spins, kicks it to Collins, but it's stolen away by Blair. Blair, 1-on-2, splits the defenders. Left-handed layup, no good, but she's fouled, stopping the clock with just over 14 minutes left.
Yeah, a couple of fast breaks, one down at the other end, and well, actually both of them, neither had the numbers, but both attacking the hoop. Benvenuti turning it over, and Blair there not getting the basket, but at least picking up the foul. I mean, good things usually happen when you attack the basket, even if you don't always have the numbers, and it worked out for Waynesburg there.
That foul is on Jill Kegg. Blair connects on the first free throw, trimming the deficit to 9. In for Waynesburg, Mara Bobby and Brooke Simons, a couple of sophomores. In for St. Vincent, Jasmine Weems, a freshman, and Drew Meeker, a sophomore. Blair, second of 2. Spins around, no good. Still a 9-point lead for the Bearcats, and here they go in transition with Meeker to Weems, over to Schmidt, back to Weems, and now again over to Meeker. The Yellow Jackets playing a 1-3-1 zone defense, it looks like. Shot clock down to 10. Interior shot around the rim and good. That's Brianna Zajac's first 2 of the night. 17-6 is the score.
Nice touch around the rim by Zajac. Bearcats very patient on that last possession.
Simons along 2 from the corner, no good. Another 1 and done for the Jackets, but a foul's called. It looks like it'll be St. Vincent ball underneath the basket. The team is defending.
Foul on Heather Davis. 3 team fouls each way now. About 6.5 minutes gone in this first quarter, first half.
In for Waynesburg, Katie Gelman checking out is the point guard Blair. Weems has it at the point. Even with Mathers out, Schmidt has still been solid inside for the Bearcats. No shot there, whistled off by a foul on Gelman, so now 14 fouls for the Yellow Jackets, who have 4 players with 1 foul. Gelman, Lovely, Davis, and Hasek. Underneath, it's an inbound pass to Meeker, who gives it right back to Schmidt, and back to Meeker with the fresh shot clock. Inside to Zajac. Zajac, a 10-footer from the corner, is good. Waynesburg has no answer for St. Vincent's 2 tallest players. 10 points between Mathers and Zajac now. Waynesburg frazzled, breaking the press. Another 3 missed by the Yellow Jackets. It was Delaney that time. Simons for the rebound, and is fouled underneath by Schmidt.
St. Vincent foul number 11, Ali Schmidt, her first, team 4.
Brooke Simons will shoot 2 with Waynesburg trailing St. Vincent 19-6. 7 minutes and 5 seconds into this first period.
Well, with the outside shooting not working for Waynesburg at all really right now, they need to go inside. Maybe this is the answer. If you don't pick up the basket, at least you can get fouled and try and climb your way back into this.
Delaney out of the game for Lovely. Out for St. Vincent is Schmidt, and in is Welsh.
And they're really just looking for some kind of offense to turn to right now. They really don't have a whole lot of offensive rhythm. Inside or outside. I think Sam Jones going with a couple of different substitutions, trying to get some kind of combination to jumpstart this Jackets team right now. They're just stagnant on offense.
Between the team's 2 best 3-point shooters, Davis and Giuliani, only 1 3-pointer in the first 7 minutes of action.
Yeah, just 2 of 11 from the field. That's 18%. That's not good if you're trying to score.
Simons commits the 15th foul for the Yellow Jackets. To the line is Jill Kegg. This is her first trip. She shoots 83% from the free throw line. That's 4th best in the conference. Hits that first one, give her 4 points so far tonight, extending St. Vincent's lead to 12.
And if you look up and down the St. Vincent lineup so far, 20 points, but 5 different scorers already. Very good depth on this Bearcat team, and they're showing it tonight.
Timeout taken by Waynesburg. We'll take a quick break here on the PAC Sports Network with the score: St. Vincent 21, Waynesburg 8.
Bankruptcy myths busted.
Bankruptcy is just another word for failure. It's for deadbeats.
The typical person filing for bankruptcy is 38, middle class, and educated. Over 90% of bankruptcies are traceable to job loss, illness, or divorce, factors largely out of anyone's control.
Myth busted. Bankruptcy myths busted. Brought to you by Foster Law Offices. Call today to schedule a free consultation and sleep better tonight.
In the first half, Waynesburg really struggling to shoot from anywhere on the floor, either inside or outside the arc. St. Vincent still working in a zone press, 2-2-1. He's forced a couple of turnovers. Davis tries to pass it to Mara Bobby, but it's stolen away after it's tipped. Weems has it up the court. Long pass to Zajac. Back to Weems. Looks at a 3. Kicks it over to Kegg, who shoots a 3. Misses. Rebounded by the Jackets, and here's Bobby. Has Gelman on the right wing. Good defending by Kegg on the sideline. Touched out of bounds by her. It'll stay Waynesburg ball on the sideline.
Boy, you look at this St. Vincent defense. They're right in the face of the Jackets, no matter where they're catching the ball. Anywhere near the 3-point arc, they're just getting right up on them and not letting them do anything. Certainly not shooting, but even passing, moving without the basketball is an issue right now for the Jackets. Just tough defense by St. Vincent.
Rachel Lovely takes it inside, gives it out to Davis. Lovely cuts right in, and a right-handed layup is good. That's Lovely's first 2 of the night. It's now an 11-point lead for St. Vincent.
Yeah, defensive breakdown that time. Rachel Lovely finding a soft spot and able to pick up an easy layup.
And the way Waynesburg has been shooting, that's the kind of offense that the team should look for right now. As another 3 is no good. It was Jessica Welsh there from long distance, couldn't connect. 11:30 left, the Jackets down by 11. Simons driving against a couple of defenders. Reverse layup, no good. Rebounded by Welsh.
Anna, get in! Free trail!
Up to Weems. Cross-court pass. Meeker looks at a 3. Off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Simons. Both teams have gone cold shooting from beyond the arc. Both teams only have 1 3. Kegg has it for St. Vincent. Davis has it for Waynesburg. Lovely tries again from inside. Hook shot no good, and it's rebounded by Weems. 11 minutes left. St. Vincent leads 21-10. Weems, a three. That one short. Meeker trying to chase it down, but can't. And it's Waynesburg ball. Checking in for the Jackets, Elaine Hassick and Hayden Giuliani. And back in is Taylor Mathers. And checking out is Brianna Zajac.
Yeah, real surprised Hassick was on the bench for as long as she was. With Waynesburg struggling from the field, she's one of the most versatile Yellow Jackets, able to score inside and outside. Probably a good thing to have her back on the floor. Maybe she'll jumpstart the offense.
Hassick, one of 4 Yellow Jackets, averaging 10 points or more on the season. She has yet to score tonight.
And they're all right around 10 points. No one averaging 11 points. You look at the stats, she is 10.8, 10.6, 10.4. They're all right around that same area. So you know that what you're getting out of them is scoring depth and consistent scoring depth.
Drew Meeker committed that foul that stopped the clock with about 10.5 to play. Both teams have 5 team fouls. Gelman, a great spin move from the elbow. She drains it, and a foul. Waynesburg trims the deficit to 9. Gelman a chance to make it now an 8-point game.
That was on Drew Meeker, her second. So she'll head to the bench with Collins checking in for her. Gelman a chance to finish off a potential 3-point play. Big for the Waynesburg offense there, and make this a 8-point game if it goes, and it does.
Gelman now 15 of 21 from the free throw line so far in her freshman season. The Jackets now going with full court pressure, easily broken there by the Bearcats.
Now they're used to that scene, Thomas More on Saturday.
Ball in the corner now, back to Collins. Collins to Welsh, back to Collins. 10 seconds to shoot. Inside to Mathers, she's fouled by Lovely. That's the 6th team foul for Waynesburg. Now both teams are on the doorstep of the bonus.
Number 31, Rachel Lovely.
That's Lovely's second. She's checking out of the game. Re-entering is Delaney for the Yellow Jackets.
Checking in for the Yellow Jackets, number 13.
Underneath Welsh to bring it in for St. Vincent. She gives it to Mathers. Mathers to Weems.
Triangle, let's go!
Now Collins, fresh shot clock, 20 seconds to shoot. Welsh over to Collins. They're all trying to look into Mathers. Mathers gets it, fades away off the front of the rim and rebounded by Hassick.
Get on it, Jeff!
The Jackets trying to force the issue, getting those outlet passes and bringing it up the court as fast as possible. It's Elaine Hassick now to Giuliani. Over to Delaney, looks at a 3, gives it back to Giuliani. Almost travels, but still maintains it. Giuliani double teamed on the side, blocking foul called. L. Collins might be the guilty party there. That's the 7th team foul for St. Vincent, and it is on Collins.
I think she could have been the guilty party a couple moments before on that possible travel call. I thought that we were going to get some kind of call there, whether it was an offensive or defensive violation, but no call. Collins actually stopped on the play, pulled up like she was the guilty party, putting her hands up, but then called for the foul moments later.
Giuliani makes the front portion of a 1-and-1. She's the team's leader in free throw shooting percentage, shooting 85% this season. Second free throw good. Giuliani has 4 now. 21-15 is the score. Gelman steals it away. Misses. Giuliani grabs it, puts it back up, and that's 2 more for her. So now it's a 21-17 game with 9 minutes to play. And the Jackets have really trimmed away at this St. Vincent lead since Sam Jones' last time out a few moments ago. 9 minutes on the clock. St. Vincent up by 4. The Jackets in man-to-man. Collin tries to penetrate. Now it's into the corner. Hannah Carroll takes the shot, misses, gets her own rebound. Mathers inside out to her teammate Welsh. Welsh for 3, and it's good. That's the first bucket of the day for Jess Welsh, and it's back to a 7-point lead for St. Vincent. Kerr double team, loses it, has it stolen. Weems now up the court. She has Collins on the other side of the hoop, pulls up for a 12-footer. Back out and in.
Boy, always dicey on a 2-on-1 when you pull up and take a jump shot, but it worked out that time. And now getting the turnover along the far sideline right near the scorer's table. Ball out of bounds. over to St. Vincent.
Kerr stepped out as she was shielded out of bounds by a defender. No contact, though, so the Jackets had it down to 4 points a minute ago, and now it's back to a 9-point lead for the Bearcats, 26-17.
Momentum's a funny thing, especially when both teams are playing in transition so well. You're going to see a lot of change of possessions, a lot of shots going up in a very short period of time, so that's where you get these very quick runs.
Mathers tries a post move, but can't over Delaney, who blocks the shot. Mathers was hot at the beginning of the game for St. Vincent, but hasn't scored since the 16-minute mark of the first half. Another bucket for the Jackets makes it 26-19.
And Bearcats kind of having difficulty getting her the ball inside. Delaney doing a good job of denying her the basketball, and the Bearcats forced to shoot from the outside.
Foul called underneath. That's the 7th team foul for the Yellow Jackets. Benvenuti was fouled and will go to the line for 2. Foul is on Waynesburg's Haley Delaney, who just scored on the other end. First free throw by Mara Benvenuti, no good. She'll get a second chance. She leads St. Vincent in terms of free throw percentage. She's now 12 of 15 on the season. Her second, though, no good. Uncharacteristic of her to miss both free throw shots. It stays a 7-point lead for the home team. 7:35 left as Giuliani works it over to Delaney for 3 off the front of the rim. Waynesburg still only 1 3-point shot, a team that lives and dies by the three-pointer.
1 of 7 so far from the field, which if they're shooting such a good percentage consistently, you'd think, well, the second half of this game, it's got to pick up a little bit.
10 seconds to shoot. A driving Benvenuti is fouled, but before the shot, will go underneath. It will be a 1-and-1 situation here as Waynesburg now has 18 fouls.
Giuliani picking up the foul.
Her first, team 8.
Despite 18 fouls on Waynesburg and 7 on St. Vincent's, it seems like everyone on the floor has 1 foul. Just one player on each side with 2 fouls. Drew Meeker for St. Vincent and Rachel Lovely for Waynesburg. So not a whole lot of foul trouble to speak about. Still 7 minutes to go here in the first half.
Well, Benvenuti was St. Vincent's leading free throw shooter coming into today's game. She's now 0 for 3 as Delaney works inside and gets one to go off the glass. It's now a 5-point game inside 7 minutes to play in the first half. Delaney now with 4. Loose ball scooped up by Collins, who looks at a 3, and she hits it. 7 points now for Collins, an 8-point lead now for St. Vincent with about 6:30 left in the first half. Giuliani looks, has Hassick for 3. That one's good. She answers it right back. That's Elaine Hassick's first basket of the night, and it's back to a 5-point game. Jackets trying to pick up the intensity on defense. Foul committed by Rebecca Kerr. That's her first. Another Yellow Jacket with a lone foul, and that sends Elle Collins to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. Collins has 7 points. She's the 3rd best free throw shooter in the PAC, shooting 84%. That one no good. So St. Vincent's 2 best free throw shooters are now 0 for 4 on their last 4 attempts. 29-24 is still the score. Delaney, an 18-footer off the back of the backboard and the rim, no good. Great work in transition by St. Vincent, down to Mathers and 1. 8 points for Mathers, a chance for 9, and the lead for the Bearcats is now 31-24 with 6:04 left.
And that was a great pass using Mathers' height, knowing how to loft that ball to her like a wide receiver going up for it. Just going up for a deep ball, just having it lobbed right over pretty much everybody on the court into the arms of Mathers. And then with the defender on her backside, picking up a foul and the lay-in. Just great all-around work by her, running the floor and scoring.
That's Mathers' first bucket in more than 10 minutes. She now has 9 points, which leads all scorers.
Yeah, with as successful as she was in the first part of this game, you'd like to see St. Vincent feed her the basketball or in positions to where she can score, whether it's in the post or in transition. But definitely has a nose for the basket and great around the hoop, can do so many different things. So I like to get the ball in the hands of players that can do that around the hoop.
Just over 6 minutes to go. Hayden Giuliani, Waynesburg's triple 3-point shooter, connects for the first time. 9 points now for her. 5-point game. Inside it's Schmidt. She's called for charging as that one comes off the rim. stops the clock with 5:40 to go. That's St. Vincent's 8th team foul. But since it's an offensive foul, there will be no free throw shots.
And that's 2 on Allie Schmidt. So Jessica Welsh back in the game for her. They'll know that we'll see her again before halftime.
Waynesburg has trailed by, I believe, as many as 12 in this contest. Has it now down to 5 with about 5.5 to go. Potentially could go into the locker room with a tie game, or we could see St. Vincent pick it back up to a double-digit lead. That's how this game has swung back and forth, at least in the last 5 minutes. Foul called as Delaney drives. It's on Mathers. That's her second. And Coach Petruska sends in another substitution. Mathers checks out. And Zajac checks in. So Delaney will go to the line for a 1-and-1. Delaney 9 of 14 so far this season. That one off the back of the iron, so it stays a 5-point game.
Yeah, free throw shooting a little suspect, especially for St. Vincent. With Waynesburg 6 of 8, St. Vincent 3 of 8 so far. So just because they're free throws doesn't mean they're necessarily automatic today. Rim's not being kind to either team.
Collins has it stripped away by Blair, who looks for a teammate, finds Hasek in the paint. No good, though. 5 minutes exactly, and a 5-point lead for St. Vincent. And the Bearcats in transition. It's Kay who pulls it out. And now it's back inside to Zajac. Zajac tries to lift one over her shoulder. No good. Delaney has it. Crosses over. Left-hander. No good. A lot of back and forth, up and down, off the rim, and rebounded by the other team. That's what's going on right now in the Carey Center. St. Vincent, though, slowing it down. Collins looks at a long three. No good, and rebounded by Giuliani. The Jackets still trail by 5, a chance to make it a one-possession ball game. Davis drives baseline, puts it up. No good. Doesn't get the rebound. Instead, it's Zajac who comes down with it, and St. Vincent up the court. Things have kind of died down in the last couple of minutes. There was a wild back-and-forth swing a few moments ago.
Well, St. Vincent's led this game throughout, but Waynesburg finding their shooting touch just a little bit has trimmed this lead. It was as big as 13 around the 13-minute mark. Waynesburg has chopped it down to 5, heading towards halftime.
Blair commits her first personal, double bonus. St. Vincent will shoot 2 here. That first one is good. It's Mara Benvenuti at the free throw line.
Checking in for the Yellow Jackets, number 24, Katie Gelman.
So far, 9 different Yellow Jackets have committed at least one personal foul. Rachel Lovely, the only one with 2. Benvenuti's second free throw attempt is good. She's now 2 for 5 from the line. Those are her only 2 points of the game. 4 minutes left in the first half. St. Vincent has a 7-point lead. It's Blair with it over to Davis as St. Vincent continues this full court press. Great pass by Blair to find Hasek, who fades away and is fouled.
Call coming from the opposite side official. Getting Zajac. And that's her second foul, so a couple of interior players for St. Vincent now with 2 fouls. Mathers on the bench already. And Zajac picking up her second. No substitutions at the scorer's table, so she'll have to play with 2.
Hasek makes the first of 2. Her 4 points for her today, now 5. And it's back to a 5-point lead for St. Vincent. Loose ball grabbed by Welsh. Rather, that's Jasmine Weems who had it there. A timeout taken by St. Vincent. And we'll step aside for a quick break with the score. St. Vincent 34, Waynesburg 29 on the PAC Sports Network.
Just a reminder of the activities program.
3 generations, Sharps Furniture has been proud to serve Southwestern PA with their brand of personal service. Being an authorized dealer for Lazy Boy, they are dedicated to providing the finest quality products made here in the US of A. Looking for custom upholstery? Sharps carries a large selection of upholstery to choose from, all made in America. And their friendly staff will deliver right to your front door. Sharps Furniture, your authorized Lazy Boy dealer, family owned, family operated since 1917. Located just off I-70, exit 19B in Washington, PA.
Got a close one here on the PAC Sports Network in the first half with 3:43 left. St. Vincent leads Waynesburg by 5 points. The Yellow Jackets started out this game cold, but have since picked up the scoring pace just a little bit and have been able to trim away at St. Vincent's lead, but the Jackets have played from behind the entire night. It's Jasmine Weems with it.
Now it's Waynesburg doing a nice job defensively, keeping St. Vincent not only away from the basket, but really extending that offense beyond the three-point arc. The Bearcats are running that offense so high, they really can't get any kind of attack at the hoop at all. Yellow Jackets doing what the Bearcats did early part of the game, which is getting up basically in the face of who they're defending, just denying them the basketball, denying them really any position to move.
Lauren Blair commits her second personal for Waynesburg. The Jackets in the double bonus, so St. Vincent shoots 2 here. Kegg makes the first of 2. Simons checks into the game for Blair. Kegg is 3 for 3 so far tonight. And the second of 2 is good. 7 points for her, 36-29 is the score, St. Vincent leading. Gelman has it, now Simons breaking that 2-2-1 press that St. Vincent has utilized the entire game. Simons again, driving, left-handed shot, no good, swatted away. It looks like it was Zajac who got a hand to it.
That was a great job by her, playing with those 2 fouls, being able to go up and get the shot block.
4 Bearcats have 2 fouls. The Yellow Jackets only have 2 players with 2 fouls, and Heather Davis there is fouled by Weems and will go to the free throw line for 2, as now both teams are in the double bonus.
Yeah, double bonus basketball both ways. This half's going to be decided, you'd think, with a few free throws here down the stretch with less than 3 minutes remaining. Waynesburg, after starting this game out so poorly from the field, they've rebounded nicely, now shooting 33%. That number was down below 20 for a good part of the first part of this game.
Delaney and Bobby back into the game. Catherine Romanchuk out, as well as Elaine Hassick, as Davis looks at the second of 2. Waynesburg had St. Vincent's lead trimmed down to 4 points, but that has since ballooned back to 7-8 is where it has stayed. Now it's down to 5 as it's 36-31, and Davis goes 2 for 2 on that trip. Weems tries to split the press, ends up kicking it to Davis, and the Jackets again with a chance to trim the lead. Mara Bobby has it back out to Davis, who's already connected once from beyond the arc. That one, no good. Whistle stops play with 2:35 to go. And it will be Haley Delaney going to the line for the Yellow Jackets as a foul is committed on by Brianna Zajac. That's her 3rd, and now she'll have to check out of the game. Delaney to shoot 2, has a chance to make it a 1-possession game. This is the first one. And checking in is Benvenuti.
Now Zajac staying in the ball game with 3 fouls. Taylor Mathers already on the bench with 2 fouls, so that would be the logical substitution, you would think, if Zajac was to come out of the game, but she's staying in.
Only 2:30 to go. Perhaps the hope is that Zajac doesn't commit a 4th foul in the final moments of this first half, with St. Vincent leading 36-31. Benvenuti with it on the wing. Gets a screen from Zajac, but decides to go to Welsh. Welsh steps to the side and hits a 3, no good. Whistle stops play with 2:11 left, and the foul is on Waynesburg's Heather Davis. And that will send Jazz Weems to the line for the Bearcats with 2:11 left in the first half. Davis now with 2 fouls. Weems hits her first free throw. She's 8 of 9 now on the season. Right now, in terms of foul trouble, Davis has 2, Blair has 2, and Lovely has 2 for the Jackets. Zajac with 3 just checked out of the game. Davis with 2 also checked out.
Abby Stahl in for her for St. Vincent. A lot of youngsters out there for St. Vincent right now.
Back up, you and Abby deep.
A few freshmen, 1 sophomore, Jessica Welsh Jr.
Weems made the second of 2. It's back to a 7-point lead for the Bearcats with 2 minutes left in the opening half. Lots of youth on the court for Waynesburg as well. 1 senior, 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and it's the freshman Katie Gelman who hits it and is fouled. Gelman with her 2nd and 1 of the day. She has 5 points, a chance for a 6th, and a chance to make it a 4-point game.
Jess Welch, her first.
Gelman, 15 of 21 on the season from the free throw line, misses that one. The free throw woes continue for both teams here in the first half. 1:45 left, St. Vincent still up by 5.
I think if you're the Bearcats here, you're thinking about slowing down this basketball, just get the halftime, use as much clock as you can, and try and avoid any more fouls. You're looking at a lot of foul trouble right now, and you can't afford too many more here in the first half.
Keg drives against Bobby. Delaney comes over in help and is fouled, or excuse me, commits the foul. And it will send Keg to the line. We've got Mara Bobby committing the foul. In fact, it was not Delaney, it was Bobby, and that's her first. Now the Yellow Jackets have 10 players committing at least one foul.
After that free throw that was missed by Keg, both teams have attempted 15 free throws, so 30 free throws total here in the first half. That's a lot of shooting from the charity line.
Keg herself is 4 for 5 today. Make it 5 for 6. She has 8 points. 39-33 is the score with about a minute and a half left in the first half. Simons gets it over to Hasek on the wing. Back to Gelman. Good defending throughout the half by St. Vincent. And a reach-in foul is called. As soon as I say that on Benvenuti, that's her first personal, so at least it's not putting any Bearcats in further foul trouble, but it does send Gelman to the line for 2. Gelman, a freshman guard, averaging about 5 points per game. She has already exceeded that average today with 6 points here in the first half. She's currently 2 for 3 from the free throw line today, now 3 for 4. And the score is 39-35 in favor of the Bearcats. Quick pass from Weems up to Benvenuti, and she's fouled on the other end by Elaine Hasek.
Well, any type of offensive flow that we had to this game went out the window a couple minutes ago. I can't name a possession, or can't name the last time we had a possession that didn't have a whistle and free throw opportunities. Both teams have been in the double bonus for the last couple of minutes. Seems like every possession now is just ending in a free throw opportunity. So now's why you practice free throws. Usually you practice them with the intent of shooting them at the end of a game, maybe putting away a win. But right now they're definitely key here at the end of the first half.
Hasek checks out. Giuliani checks in. Benvenuti makes it. She started the game by missing her first 3 free throws, but has since made her last 4 into the game for St. Vincent. Kayla Stakinis. And checking out is Jessica Welsh. Stakinis comes into the game, steals it right away, but she misses the layup. Gelman grabs it and a foul. A whistle stops play with 1:02 left. And it looks like Gelman will walk all the way down the floor to shoot 2 more free throws. So again, we can't get this rhythm going at all, Justin. It looks like we're just going to have to sit through this last minute of more and more fouling, or perhaps something will change here in the last minute.
Well, St. Vincent couldn't even get out from the shadow of the basket they were shooting at. The foul committed 100 feet away from the Waynesburg basket, and they're shooting free throws down at the other end.
Gelman connects on her first.
If you were going to pick 2 teams in the conference to have this kind of, or these kind of numbers in terms of accumulating fouls, you might have picked the right 2 teams here just because of the depth each bench has. Each coach is used to using the benches, and so you'll see a lot of different faces anyway when these 2 teams are on the court, but certainly tonight with the way the fouls have accumulated.
Gelman made both free throws for the Yellow Jackets. Delaney blocked a shot without committing a foul, so that means the Jackets have it. Simons takes a shot, no good. Rather, that was Bobby with a shot. Simons had the rebound, put it up, and it was last touched by St. Vincent out of bounds, stopping the clock with about 40 seconds to go. First true offensive possession in quite some time, Justin Piles, and maybe the Jackets can make something of it in the final minute of the half. Giuliani has it. Over to Delaney. Delaney drives. Left-handed runner, no good, but she gets her own rebound. Giuliani a 3, no good. Shot clock turns off. The Jackets have it. It's Mara Bobby with the rebound over to Simons, but she touches it out of bounds. Good defense by Weems on that sideline to give St. Vincent a chance to extend its lead before halftime.
I don't know if the Jackets were aware once they grabbed that offensive possession that the shot clock had turned off. If they had have pulled it back out, maybe tried to reset the offense, knowing that not only a fresh shot clock, but the possibility of taking the last shot of the half with 24 on the clock when that ball went out of bounds.
Coach Petruska sends Mathers back into the game for the Bearcats, perhaps with the hopes of making this a 6-point game, getting it into the team's best scorer tonight. Instead, it's Keg who puts it up, and she's fouled by Delaney. 8 seconds remaining in the first half. Delaney has 2 fouls now for the Yellow Jackets, who now have 5 players with 2 fouls, 5 others with only 1 foul.
Abby Stahl sitting here at the scorer's table, probably checking in for Mathers once this first free throw goes up.
It's Jill Keg at the line. She makes it. She has 9 points. And yes, Mathers does check out for Stahl. 42-37 is the score. Keg with a chance to become the leading scorer here, and she does, the first player to break into double figures here in the first half. 8 seconds left. Giuliani has it over to Gelman. 5 seconds now. Gelman works her way down. 30-foot three-pointer falls far short. And that's the horn for the end of the first half, with St. Vincent leading 43-37 over the visiting Yellow Jackets. Started out with Waynesburg quite cold on offense, and St. Vincent executing quite well underneath between Mathers and Zajac. 13 points from inside the paint, but then the Yellow Jackets kind of picked it up until we ran into that large cluster of fouling that just sent players to the free throw line, and it has been relatively a 6, 7, 8 point game, an 8-point lead for St. Vincent throughout that last part of the first half.
Yeah, Waynesburg did a good job of, once they were down by double figures, attacking the basket, picking up those fouls, getting St. Vincent, especially the St. Vincent interior players, Mathers and Zajac, into foul trouble. And that was kind of the story of the last 5 minutes of that half. It seemed like every possession we just had a whistle, stoppage, and we were shooting free throws. And free throws, they're going to be a factor in pretty much any game, but rarely do you see that many or that number of free throws in the first half. And both teams kind of out of sync offensively in terms of trying to put together any kind of set. So at halftime they'll readjust and come out here hoping for a little more smoother of a second half.
And St. Vincent really had a great offensive flow early on, but then once Mathers got into foul trouble, had to step aside for a bit, and that kind of opened things up for the Yellow Jackets to have their offensive flow started. But maybe the second half will be a different story if the fouling is limited on the floor and there's more opportunities. We'll definitely see Mathers in for the majority of the second half unless she continues to have foul trouble, and that will surely shape up the offense for Coach Petruska's Bearcats. We'll take a quick break here with the score at halftime. St. Vincent 43, Waynesburg 37. You're watching the PAC Sports Network.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
Welcome back. It's halftime of the first game of our doubleheader featuring the St. Vincent and Waynesburg women. The score, St. Vincent 43, Waynesburg 37. Earlier this season, the St. Vincent men's team, who you'll see later on this evening, took a trip to California, saw some sights, played some basketball, bonded together as a team. Time to learn about that experience that the St. Vincent team had on the PAC Sports Network.
Traveling over 2,500 miles for a tournament is nothing new to the Bearcats.
We take a trip every year. We've played in Vegas, we've played in Miami, Florida. Way back when we took the team to Amsterdam. At one point, way back, they went to Paris and played. But we want to give our kids every opportunity to take a trip every single year.
Which is why they boarded a plane and left the cold of Latrobe for the sunny skies of California.
It was awesome. It was perfect because it was so cold here, and then when we got there, it was nice and warm and the skies were clear.
The Bearcats took in a lot of sights in their 3 days. First up was a trip to Alcatraz, a place that Coach Harris had been wanting to take his team since his first visit to the Bay Area.
I have been to Alcatraz, and I really credit to our president, Brother Norman Hips. When I went to Alcatraz, I went with Brother Norman, and we were walking down to get back on the boat, and I said, you know, Norman, Brother Norman, I'd love to bring our team here one day and play. And out of the blue, a team called us to play. And then later on that year, I talked to Norman and said, we're going to take the kids to Alcatraz when we're out there.
It was kind of creepy because it had been raining all day, so like weird creeks.
A lot of people were walking around by themselves. I think people like wanted to get scared, honestly.
There was a part where you could just go into one of the cells, and just being in one of the cells, having to be so small and stuff, it was just kind of weird being in there.
They took us into this one cell, it was called the Hole. That was like, it was for like the real bad prisoners, and they would only keep them in there for like, I think like a week or something at most, but it was pitch black 24/7, and they only got the shower like once a week. And it wasn't nice, but they like let us walk in the cell, and it was just kind of creepy being in there.
This trip included many firsts for some of the players, one of which their first NBA game.
I'm from Pittsburgh, and there's not an NBA team there, so that was the first NBA game I've been to.
All of a sudden the lights come on, and you have the dance team, and you have the cheerleaders, and the music, and the entertainment. There's so much more going on than the game. And then you see the players in real life, and you realize, wow, how good they are.
It actually went to overtime, so we really got our money's worth. It was a great game to watch.
It was really interesting. I think some of the guys seen things they had never seen before.
California wasn't all fun and games for the Bearcats. They did have to play some basketball. The team came away with 2 wins, the chance to play in a unique arena, and a visit from one of the most interesting mascots in college athletics.
And the facilities were phenomenal to take our kids and play in an MBDL arena. It was really a lot of fun for them.
It's pretty big actually, and I think the court is actually a little longer since they have the NBA three-point line. So that was a little different to play on, but it was fun.
It was different. The referees called the game a little bit differently. It was a lot more physical.
I had been to the school before. It's very unique. And I went with one of our vice presidents out and as we traveled the country. And it was a place where I'd never heard of a banana slug.
Coach DP was like weirdly hugging it. It was confusing, but it was pretty cool.
I did get a hug from the banana slug.
The last activity on the list was a team favorite that made it difficult to come back to Latrobe.
No one really wanted to leave California because we went to the beach, to a beach kind of, like right before we headed back, and everyone just wanted to stay there.
We kind of just walked around and took pictures and stuff, and that was probably the most fun for me because it was like, I don't know, it was just like a perfect day for that. It wasn't too hot, it wasn't cold.
I want to get to know our older guys, and I want them to know how much I appreciate it. So out in California, there might just be a time when I pull Isaac away from everyone else. And you want to tell guys like that, bring your family here one day.
California and all of the experiences are something the Bearcats will remember most about their basketball days. But the time to bond got them ready for the season ahead.
Getting them on an airplane, getting them to stick their feet in the Pacific Ocean, and getting them, like you said, the bond, to sit on the beach and talk and experience Santa Cruz was wonderful.
And we spent a lot of time on the basketball court together, but just being away from school and just sleeping in the same hotel and just being together 24 hours, we just got to know each other.
Whenever a team can get the chance to do things off the court like that, that's a great bonding experience for us. And I definitely think for the freshmen especially, it was a good bonding experience, and we all came a lot closer.
It was an action-packed 3 days. They didn't sleep very much, but there was a little bit of really good basketball played while we were out there. And I think that tournament really jump-started us.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help.
Bankruptcy myths. Busted.
Bankruptcy is just another word for failure. It's for deadbeats.
The typical person filing for bankruptcy is 38, middle class, and educated. Over 90% of bankruptcies are traceable to job loss, illness, or divorce, factors largely out of anyone's control.
Myth. Busted. Bankruptcy Myths Busted. Brought to you by Foster Law Offices. Call today to schedule a free consultation and sleep better tonight.
For 3 generations, Sharps Furniture has been proud to serve Southwestern PA with their brand of personal service. Being an authorized dealer for Lazy Boy, they are dedicated to providing the finest quality products made here in the US of A. Looking for custom upholstery? Sharps carries a large selection of upholstery to choose from, all made in America. And their friendly staff will deliver right to your front door. Sharps Furniture, your authorized Lazy Boy dealer. Family owned, family operated since 1917. Located just off I-70, exit 19B in Washington, PA.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
Bankruptcy Myths Busted.
Bankruptcy is just another word for failure. It's for deadbeats.
The typical person filing for bankruptcy is 38, middle class, and educated. Over 90% of bankruptcies are traceable to job loss, illness, or divorce, factors largely out of anyone's control.
Myth Busted. Bankruptcy Myths Busted. Brought to you by Foster Law Offices. Call today to schedule a free consultation and sleep better tonight.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help.
For 3 generations, Sharps Furniture has been proud to serve Southwestern PA with their brand of personal service. Being an authorized dealer for Lazy Boy, they are dedicated to providing the finest quality products made here in the US of A. Looking for custom upholstery? Sharps carries a large selection of upholstery to choose from, all made in America. And their friendly staff will deliver right to your front door. Sharps Furniture, your authorized Lazy Boy dealer. Family owned, family operated since 1917. Located just off I-70, exit 19B in Washington, PA. When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
Welcome back to the Carey Center at St. Vincent College. I'm Nick Farrell along with my partner Justin Piles, our producer Kat Guyan, and our camera person Shannon Basic. We're about 2 minutes away from the second half of play with St. Vincent leading Waynesburg 43-37. It's been a game of some offensive highs and lows for both sides, but it's also been a game of plenty of fouls. In fact, 31 fouls called in the first half.
Well, we had a little bit of offensive flow for the first part of the game.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. And then we turned into a free throw shooting contest. The fouls started to accumulate, and it seemed like we were shooting free throws on pretty much every possession. But clean slate in terms of fouls to start the second half, and hopefully we can get a little bit of flow going. Both teams like to use their benches, maybe not as much as they did in the first half, though. Saw several different players enter the game. The fouls just accumulating, both teams with a number of players in foul trouble. and we went pretty deep on each bench, especially late in the half. Both coaches trying to just get the halftime and with as few fouls as possible there in the last minute, and it seemed like every possession we just had another whistle. St. Vincent, checking out some of the stats here at halftime. St. Vincent really making hay with points in the paint, outscoring Waynesburg in that area 16-10, but most of that damage was done in the first part of the half. That might be an area where the Bearcats want to re-explore and re-attack, like they did with Taylor Mathers picking up a couple fouls early on and then spending the last part of that half on the bench. They were unable to do so. Maybe try and work the ball back down to her if they can here to start the second half. And then on the Waynesburg side, you're looking for the outside shooting to start falling for them. The outside shots, they had a little bit going there before we got into the foul trouble. They made a couple straight, and then once the free throw shooting started kicking in, they really couldn't get any kind of offensive flow or any kind of offensive set in terms of shooting the basketball from the outside.
Just shooting 21% from beyond the arc, 3 of 14. And this team has 2 of the best three-point shooters in the PAC between Heather Davis and Hayden Giuliani. So in order to make this a Waynesburg victory tonight, that will certainly have to change. They'll have to start connecting. But as you said earlier, the way that numbers work, perhaps they'll come out on fire in the half and it'll level things out a little bit.
I think another key in the second half, both teams showed it at times, but the defensive pressure, the full court pressure, seemed to bother both teams trying to bring the ball up the court, and whoever battles that pressure best could very well end this game on up and with a win. A couple of games also at halftime real quick. Grove City 33, Westminster 25, and Thomas More doing Thomas More things. They're up big on Bethany, 73-17, just starting the second half there.
St. Vincent fresh off a loss to Thomas More by 25 points on their home floor as Lauren Blair comes out hot for the Jackets. Her first 3 of the night, and now it's a 3-point game. St. Vincent looking to rebound here against the Yellow Jackets and stay in second place in the PAC. Waynesburg looking to continue its winning ways that it started against Chatham with a big win the other day.
And that's a good sign if you're a Waynesburg fan. Lauren Blair, just 1 point in the first half, but no field goal attempts, just the 1 free throw. So it's good to see her get a shot and knock it down if you're a fan of the Yellow Jackets.
Ball inside to Mathers. If you're keeping count, that's 44 seconds of basketball in the second half without a foul. It's the first team foul of the second half, and it's committed by Lauren Blair, who after the 3 now has 3 fouls. Fresh shot clock, but Jill Keg hits a 3 right away, and it's good.
We saw that in the first half. One team would make a 3, the other one would respond. And, we could go 5-6 minutes without a 3, and then within 20-30 second span, both teams knocking down a 3. I'd like to see the outside shooting start to come alive. It makes for a little better basketball.
There you see the full court pressure again. Justin really shaking up Waynesburg and forcing a turnover. So now St. Vincent leading by 6. Another chance to put points on the scoreboard after the Jacket turnover. Mathers is posting up inside. Collins takes it to the baseline and puts up a shot. It's no good. Giuliani has the rebound. So far, Blair a 3, Keg a 3, no other scoring, and now 2 fouls. Waynesburg will take the ball out of bounds underneath the basket. The team is attacking. Blair checks out with 3 fouls. The freshman Gelman is back into the game. Keg now has 2 fouls for St. Vincent.
One positive takeaway from the first half is you had scoring depth up and down the line just because so many different people played, but a ton of contributors on both sides. Really played a big part in the bench in the first half. Saw bench points, or 31 bench points combined, Waynesburg with 20 of them.
Mathers goes in against Lovely, can't find the rim there. St. Vincent still leads by 6, and as you said, Justin, both teams had 8 scorers by my count in that first half of play. Many more players committing fouls, though, than scoring points. Some of them empty on the score sheet, but picked up a foul or 2, and as we say that, Rebecca Kerr goes to the basket and is fouled. That's the second team foul of the half for the Bearcats.
Now looking down the score sheet, Waynesburg played 12 different individuals in the first half. St. Vincent 13, so both teams forced to empty the benches because of the foul situation.
Kerr makes the first of 2 free throws. That's her first point of the night. The foul was committed by St. Vincent's Allie Schmidt. Kerr's second one, no good. It's a 5-point lead for the Bearcats now with about 18 minutes left in the game. Keg over to Benvenuti. Along three, no good. St. Vincent now 4 of 16, 25% from beyond the arc. Gelman has it, defended by Keg. Pass is stolen away by Schmidt. 2-on-1 opportunity for St. Vincent. Keg gets the pass from Schmidt in an easy layup. 48-41 now. St. Vincent leads, and Keg leads all scorers with 15 points. She's the only player in double figures. Hasek breaks the press. Has Gelman on the wing. Gelman takes it back out. Lovely has it. 15 to shoot. Kerr with it. She's in a bit of trouble, but finds her way out of it. 10 to shoot. Kerr drives, puts up a runner, no good. And it's rebounded by Benvenuti. Up the floor goes St. Vincent, 3-on-1 here. Schmidt, a second, another layup for the Bearcats. That's the second time in a row the team has scored in transition. First it was Keg, then it was Schmidt, and a 9-point lead for the Bearcats.
Really like this St. Vincent attack in transition. They know when to push the issue, and have been successful last couple times down the floor. Nice put back there. Elaine Hasek following up a missed shot. I haven't heard a whole lot from her, just 7 points tonight. We'd like to see her maybe get going a little bit in the offensive game.
Mathers inside, works from one side of the paint to the other and puts it in. Now she's in double figures. 52-43 is the score. Gelman down the floor finds Lovely on the left block. That one's in and out, but Lovely tips it to Gelman, who finds Giuliani at the top of the arc for three. No good. Kerr in there, she can't get it. And Mathers comes out of the fray with the basketball. Finds her teammate Schmidt in transition. Right-handed layup is good, and the foul.
Now right now St. Vincent beating Waynesburg down the floor. Allie Schmidt running the fast break. 4 Yellow Jackets in pursuit of her. Couldn't catch up, and Schmidt with a chance for a 3-point play here upcoming as a host of substitutions for both sides enter the game.
This is the largest Bearcat lead of the second half, the largest lead since very early on in the first half when the team led 20-8. And it'll stay an 11-point game as Schmidt misses that free throw. She has 6 points tonight. It's Davis in the corner, gives it to Delaney, who looks at a 25-footer off the rim. Davis has a hand on it over to Hasek. Not sure if Davis meant to tip it to Hasek, but either way, 9 points for the Waynesburg senior.
Yeah, that time it worked out. Hasek knows for the basketball around the basket. Last couple of times down the floor has been able to pour in a couple lay-ins.
Another floor foul is called. That's Waynesburg's third of the second half. It's Davis who has 3 fouls. St. Vincent leads this one 54-45. Glad you could be with us here on the PAC Sports Network tonight. Don't forget that the second game of our doubleheader featuring the St. Vincent and Waynesburg men is coming up shortly after the conclusion of this game. Weems defended by Gelman near the scorer's table. Inside to Mathers. Double team works for the Jackets that time, but a foul is called much later, stopping the clock with 15:25 left. I think we've got Mathers. Yes, we do. A floor foul called on Mathers. That's the third team foul of the second half for St. Vincent.
And here comes Zajac back in.
Zajac is checking in for the Bearcats. Mathers coming out. Mara Bobby into the game for Waynesburg, and checking out just a moment ago was Heather Davis. St. Vincent still in a 2-2-1 zone press. It's been effective for much of the game. Davis all the way around to Gelman. Cross-court pass to Bobby. Left-handed layup. She's fouled, stopping the clock with 15:17 to go. That foul is on Jessica Welsh. Her first personal of the day, the 4th team foul against the Bearcats in the second half. Already racking up the foul totals. Halfway to the bonus is St. Vincent with 4, not even 5 minutes into the second half. This is Bobby's first free throw, no good. Brother of Waynesburg offensive lineman David Bobby. She's 68% from the free throw line coming into today's game. Misses both of those, and it stays a 9-point lead for the Bearcats. Weems finds Welsh down the floor. No good, rebounded by Delaney, and Hasek now has it. Bobby streaking down. She puts up a left-handed layup way out of control and misses it. Good work by Bobby to try to get down the floor quickly, but now it results in a 3-on-2 for St. Vincent. Zajac, short corner, it's good. Hasek splits the defenders, Foul is called, stopping the clock with 14:49 to go, and St. Vincent leading. That one's on Jazz Weems, her second personal, 5th team foul against St. Vincent. Already 2 fouls away from Waynesburg shooting free throws for the rest of the half.
Move your hands, Jazz. Let's go. Gotta work. Speed.
So now there's been a total of 39 fouls called in this game, 8 already in this half. Hassick to Gelman for 3 on the wing, no good. Good box out and rebound by Welsh to seal Bobby away and grab that board and get St. Vincent up the floor. The Bearcats lead by 11. Foul called, stopping the clock with 14:22 to go. It's an offensive foul against Jill Kegg. That's her 3rd. Kegg quite surprised to have that foul called against her. It was a clear out foul. It looked like an arm foul, but that one is perhaps the most touchy that we've seen so far tonight, as Elaine Hassick checks out of the game for the Jackets and Brooke Simons checks in.
And Jimmy Petruska disagrees, respectfully disagrees, but still disagrees with that call. And to be honest with you, I didn't even see the foul. It wasn't noticeable to us over here at the scores table.
Ball tipped up and grabbed by Rachel Lovely. Gelman tries a 3 from the other side, no good. Touched out of bounds by Mara Bobby, and it's St. Vincent ball. The Bearcats leading by 11, 6 minutes into the second half. Waynesburg now mimicking the Bearcats using a full court press. Drew Meeker finds it and crosses midcourt herself. Meeker to Welsh, back to Meeker, and around to Kegg. St. Vincent really slowing things down here on this possession. Weems trying to set up the offense as the Bearcats lead by 11. Kegg has it. She leads all scorers. Over to Weems. Jazz Weems for 3, it's good. That's her first triple of the night. She has 7 points, and now St. Vincent has its largest lead of the game. 14 points, 59-45. So despite committing 6 fouls early on in this second half of play, the Bearcats have been able to extend their lead.
When Waynesburg was down by this kind of deficit, double-digit deficit in the first half, they still attacked the basket and were able to pick up numerous free throw opportunities from St. Vincent fouls. And that's probably the way they need to get back into this game, just continue to play their game and attack the basket. Outside shots still not following at the rate to help them get back in the game.
The Bearcats are picking up the tempo here, getting the ball up the floor. That time, the long rebound is scooped up by Bobby. Lovely gets it over to Gelman. She's attempted a couple of threes in this half, but has been unsuccessful. Under 13 minutes left. Delaney up and in, and that's the 7th team foul of the second half against St. Vincent, and that's Zajak's 4th personal. Delaney gets the bucket and will go to the line. She has 6 points now, and the lead is 12 for St. Vincent. Mathers checking into the game, out is Zajak, who just committed that 4th foul. And it looks like Hassick will come into the game for Delaney if Delaney does make this and one shot.
Checking out this Thomas More Bethany game, and Thomas More just pouring it on, but Devin Beasley with 12 assists in the game. That's the 5th straight game where she's had 10 or more assists. We had her last week. On Saturday, she had 18 here on this floor.
And not a single point and only 1 turnover. That's very, very efficient basketball from a point guard.
Yeah, one of the best point guards around. That Thomas More machine just keeps on clicking.
12-point game here. St. Vincent leads as Weems finds the basket there. Back to a 14-point lead, and Weems has 9.
Yeah, St. Vincent finding good offensive flow now and starting to pull away slightly from Waynesburg. Still a lot of time, but you get the feeling the Bearcats starting to feel the momentum now.
Waynesburg head coach Sam Jones takes a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well as St. Vincent leads Waynesburg 61-47 with 12:13 to go on the PAC Sports Network.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
St. Vincent looking to rebound from that loss on Saturday. to Thomas More. They're doing a number here on Waynesburg right now, 61-47, but the Jackets have been able to trim away at a double-digit deficit early on in the first half. Perhaps they'll do it again here in the second half. Blair has it, pick and roll to Lovely. It's taken away by Mathers, and up the floor comes Weems. St. Vincent pressing the issue, getting the ball up the floor quite quickly and setting up the offense.
The Waynesburg defense not quite as aggressive. They're starting to sag a little bit. A little more space out here along the perimeter to move the basketball.
10 seconds to shoot. Welsh has it. She goes all the way around and finds the basket and the foul.
Nice creativity, knowing where the lane was, being able to get it with the scoop shot. Just enough spin on that basketball to spin it in the hole.
Hayden Giuliani checks in for Brooke Simons. Davis was the culpable player there. That's her 4th foul. The Jackets have 4 team fouls. Welsh has 5 points today, misses the free throw, but either way, St. Vincent has its largest lead of the day, 63-47, with 11:30 left in the contest. Hassick has it, gives it to Blair. Now Lovely and Hassick again. Waynesburg not really having many opportunities inside and have been defended quite well by the Bearcats around the perimeter. Blair tries to split the defense but misses the layup. And again, 3 seconds off the shot clock and St. Vincent already has it around the arc. Weems for 3, that one's good. And this one is starting to look a bit like a blowout as Jazz Weems hits her second 3 of the second half and St. Vincent leads by 19. Giuliani pulls up, no good. Rebound tipped away, grabbed by Keg, and she goes in transition. Keg down to the side to Meeker. Meeker off the back of the rim, no good. We're about halfway through this second half. St. Vincent, a substantial 19-point lead as Davis finds Hassick underneath, and that's good. That's the kind of bucket that the Yellow Jackets need right now. It's now a 17-point game, and Hassick breaks into double digits.
And quick ball movement. Force that easy lay-in, another easy lay-in down at the other end. You like the offense from Waynesburg, but they have to tighten up the defense. Cannot be trading baskets at this point with St. Vincent.
Well, in that situation, Davis knew as a 3-pointer goes in by Hayden Giuliani to give her 12. That's her second 3 of the day. Davis has 4 fouls on the court, and in that situation, she was defending Mathers. Well, that's a recipe for an easy 2 points for St. Vincent there, as a 3-pointer attempted by Meeker is no good. It's a 16-point game. The Jackets in transition. Blair, a left-handed layup. It's good. Now a 14-point game. And Blair has 6.
Pace again starting to pick up, too. St. Vincent kind of feeling that Waynesburg momentum coming on as a result of the transition game and a quick timeout coming from the Bearcats bench.
We're inside the final 10 minutes of play of this women's contest with St. Vincent leading 68-54. We'll be right back after these messages on the PAC Sports Network.
Generations, Sharps Furniture has been proud to serve Southwestern PA with their brand of personal service. Being an authorized dealer for Lazy Boy, they are dedicated to providing the finest quality products made here in the US of A. Looking for custom upholstery? Sharps carries a large selection of upholstery to choose from, all made in America. And their friendly staff will deliver right to your front door. Sharps Furniture, your authorized Lazy Boy dealer. Family owned, family operated since 1917. Located just off I-70, exit 19B in Washington, PA.
The Bearcats lead 68-54 on their home floor as we end the first half of PAC play. The Yellow Jackets were trailing by as many as 19 points in this second half, have since trimmed it down to 14, causing St. Vincent to take a full timeout, and that's when we'll resume play with inside 10 minutes to go here in the second half. I'm Nick Farrell, filling in for Randy Gore tonight. Happy to be with you here on the PAC Sports Network, along with my associate Justin Piles, producer Kat Guyan, and camera person Shannon Basic. We'll bring you the men's contest after this one in its entirety, so stay with us. Spend your night with us on the PAC Sports Network.
I like that. Associate. Randy just calls me his broadcast partner. I feel like associate carries much more weight.
Hey, that's a Lanny Fratteri name right there. That's what he calls it.
I like that.
He's a pretty great announcer, 33 years with the Pittsburgh Pirates. I think he knows a little bit what he's talking about. Not that Randy doesn't. Here's Brooke Simons with a steal, but misses the layup. A great chance for the Jackets to trim the deficit away, but instead St. Vincent brings it up again quickly. 3 seconds is all it takes to get the Bearcats set up around the arc here on offense. Weems now taking a little bit more time off the clock. Time is St. Vincent's friend, leading by 14. How about leading by 17 as Elle Collins strokes her second triple of the afternoon.
Elle Collins, always a threat from 3. We really haven't heard a whole lot from her tonight, but one of the best outside shooters in the conference, and when she's hot, there's nobody that can slow her down.
St. Vincent leads 71-54. But Becca Kerr cuts away right away at the lead, 71-56 now. Collins again a 3. She is hot right now, 13 points for her. 3 3-pointers on the night.
Now, if you looked up streaky shooter, you'd see a picture of Elle Collins. Like I said, when she's on fire, not a whole lot is missed. And she's feeling it the last few times down the floor.
Simons grabbed a rebound, put up a shot, and was fouled, so she'll go to the line. That's the 8th team foul for the Bearcats. The second personal on Collins, who has just been lights out so far in this second half, at least since the last time out taken by St. Vincent. Simons makes the first of 2 free throws, and we've got several substitutions coming in for the Bearcats.
Maybe streaky shooter isn't the right term. They might have negative connotations. How about just great shooter? When she's on from the outside, no one can stop her.
Simons misses the second of 2. 74-57 is your score, and here's Collins again. Pull up, 10-footer, that one's good, nothing but net. She's putting on a shooting clinic now with 15.
She made sure we heard from her real quick. 8 points in the span of 45 seconds or so.
Delaney left-handed layup, no good from about 8 feet away. St. Vincent back to a 19-point lead. As Mathers gets it and one. And there's still 8 minutes left, but that one could be the kiss of death, as now it's a 21-point lead for the Bearcats. And Mathers, with 15 points now, has a chance to not only become the night's leading scorer, but also to extend this Bearcat lead to 22.
Well, she's had an up-and-down game in terms of scoring and foul trouble. Started out very hot from the field, and Seidel with those 2 quick fouls had to go to the bench, and now starting to feel it again here in the second half. Such a dynamic player when she's on the floor for the Bearcats.
She's one of the top 10 scorers in the PAC, has 16 points tonight. That's over her average of 13 points a game, which leads the Bearcats.
Just her second year of playing college basketball, too. She's listed as a senior, but only her second year with Jimmy Petruska and the Bearcats.
Foul called, whistle stops play with 7:35 to go. The foul is on Haley Delaney. That's her second, and it will send Mathers back to the free throw line. She's 2 for 2 tonight.
Easy. That's enough.
Waynesburg head coach Sam Jones getting what could be his final warning of the night from the referee right in front of the scorer's table, as Waynesburg now trails by 23, with Mathers getting her 17th point of the night. Mathers was 3rd on the team in points per game last season. She leads the team now with 13 points per game, so she's upped her average. She's nearly doubled her average this season, and now has 18 points tonight, which will add to that average. Kerr has it. Waynesburg trails 81-57. The last time the Jackets lost by a margin this large was when the team traveled to Thomas More and allowed the Saints to score 100 points. Kerr misses, and it's rebounded by St. Vincent. Tipped away by Gelman, and now Simons has it. Back in transition, 3-on-2. It's kicked over to Gelman. She hasn't hit from 3 yet, and still has it as she can't connect from the wing. A lot of 3 bodies on the floor. A jump ball is called, stopping the clock with 7 minutes left. It's Waynesburg ball.
Had a good one going on at Grove City. Westminster trailed for most of the game. Now with 8 minutes to go, has taken the lead, 49-47 over the Wolverines. In that game, Kelsey Shirey of Grove City, 18 points, 4 good 3-point field goals. Doing a nice job for Grove City, keeping them in that game, but starting to tip Westminster's way a little bit after Grove City had a 12-point lead at halftime.
Waynesburg with the platoon substitution. Blair, Giuliani, Hassick, Lovely, and Davis all into the game now.
I like that too, platoon. I usually refer to that as a line change, a hockey thing, but
that's right. Well,
platoon, I like that better.
Coach Jones has been familiar to that, as we've got another foul stopping play with 6:44 to go. It's on St. Vincent's Benvenuti, her third, and that will send, I believe, Elaine Hassick to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. Last season, when the Yellow Jackets had lots of youth, not that they don't have, they still have plenty of youth, but when Blair, Bobby, Simons, and Davis were all freshmen, as Hassick makes the first of her 1-and-1, the Jackets really went with a 5-in, 5-out substitution method. There were players like Paige Pierce, Brittany Spencer, and Jessie Dreyer as upperclassmen for the Jackets, and then all of these young players getting in and getting out. The point was, Coach Jones thought that the Jackets had more speed than any other team in the PAC, and he thought that was the best way to exploit that, to make it known that Waynesburg could just run you into the ground. And sometimes it worked, other times it didn't, but it certainly gave all these young players the experience they would need with players like Spencer, Pierce, and Dreyer graduating last year.
Well, certainly off to a good start here this season, the top half of the conference, and certainly that experience. You see that now with some of the players that they have that are now first-year players getting experience in key moments. We saw a bunch of them here in the first half just because, basically out of necessity, but they would be in the game even if the foul situation wasn't what it was. But you see that experience from sophomores and juniors. They're playing like upperclassmen now because of the experience that they got as first-year players.
Timeout, Waynesburg.
Coach Jones, who's in his 6th season as head coach of the Yellow Jackets, takes a timeout, and we'll take a timeout as well with the score St. Vincent 81, Waynesburg 59 on the PAC Sports Network.
Bankruptcy myths busted.
Bankruptcy is just another word for failure. It's for deadbeats.
The typical person filing for bankruptcy is 38, middle class, and educated. Over 90% of bankruptcies are traceable to job loss, illness, or divorce, factors largely out of anyone's control.
Myth busted. Bankruptcy myths busted. Brought to you by Foster Law Offices. Call today to schedule a free consultation and sleep better tonight.
81-59 is the score. St. Vincent, a healthy 22-point lead. It wasn't easy to get there. There was a time where St. Vincent jumped out to an early lead in the game. Waynesburg trimmed that deficit down to as low as 4 points, but that's as close as the Yellow Jackets could come, because between a lot of fouling late in the first half and some red-hot shooting from the Bearcats in the second half, mostly led by Elle Collins, for the Bearcats, it's been all St. Vincent in the second half, and that's how the lead has kind of ballooned here to over 20 points, and St. Vincent running away with it.
Yeah, being able to pull away on their home floor, it gives a good feeling to the Bearcats, especially after the first half, really choppy first half. They're being able to get back to what they do, run in transition, work the ball inside to Mathers and Zajac when she's on the floor, and being able to give a variety of looks defensively to the Yellow Jackets. They'll feel good about this win and being able to bounce back from that game against Thomas More. Nice take inside there by Jill Kegg, knifing through the Yellow Jackets defense.
She's got 17 now. This is St. Vincent's largest lead of the game as Brooke Simons drives. Left-handed layup, no good. Ball goes out of bounds. It will stay with Waynesburg. St. Vincent looking now to improve to 6-1 in the span of its last 7 games. The only loss in that stretch came to Thomas More, a 25-point loss on Saturday. Elle Collins, breakaway. No one near her, puts up the layup but misses it. And Elaine Hassick is there to block the shot by Benvenuti, and now the Jackets get it back. Blair, an acrobatic shot. It's good with the right hand on the scoop. 83-61 now the score with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, great play by Lauren Blair, almost underneath the basket, throwing it back behind her off the glass and in. I like the athleticism. We've seen a nice creativity from each side tonight on layup opportunities and drives in the paint.
Blair has 8 points now. She's one of those Waynesburg players that's right around that 10 points per game average. As St. Vincent will get another trip to the line after Schmidt finishes and gets the foul. 8 points for her now. 85-61 is the score. Weems checking into the game for St. Vincent. Checking out is Benvenuti.
Checking in for the Bearcats, number 1, Jazz Weems.
Blair, Hassick, and Giuliani all around 10 points per game there. Heather Davis, 9 points per game for the Yellow Jackets. I guess it depends on which way you round if she has 9 or 10 a game, but still all 4 of those players really the significant scoring contributors as Blair launches a three. No good. Rebounded by Giuliani over the rim, and ends up being a pass to Brooke Simons. And what a great defense there by Lauren Blair. Tries to get it inside. It's last touched by a Bearcat as it went inside and outside of the paint. I think it was Kaeg there who knocked it away.
You were talking about points per game a moment ago. We round up. It was turnovers, we'll round down. But points per game, she averages double figures.
Understandable. So that makes it 4 Waynesburg players who average double figures. Not that the Bearcats can't match that, though, as Elaine Hassick steps back and hits a three. She has 15. Both Mathers and Collins average 13 points per game. Mathers is in the top 10 in scoring in the PAC. Collins not far behind, ranked 12. And that will go up just a bit as she has 15 points already tonight. Mathers leads all scorers with 18. 4 minutes left in the game. 85-64 is the score. The St. Vincent women running away with this win. We'll have coverage of the St. Vincent Waynesburg men's game, which is scheduled to tip off at 7:30 tonight.
One final in the PAC. Thomas More 112-34 winners over Bethany. We were talking about Devin Beasley's assist. She finished the game 12 assists, no turnovers. Scored a basket, 2 points.
She did have 2 tonight, so unlike last time when she was scoreless but still had 18 assists, that led her to being named PAC Player of the Week and getting some national recognition as well for that performance.
Yeah, and it's not like she's shooting 10, 15 shots a game and missing all of them. She rarely shoots and really doesn't need to shoot in that offense. 1 of 2 from the floor tonight, and the other day she was 0 of 3 from the field. So very limited shots for her. More of the facilitator, kind of the catalyst too to the offense, setting up her teammates, putting them in position to score baskets.
And with a player like Sydney Moss on your team, it's kind of nice as a point guard to be able to just give it off to her or Katie Kitchen or Sydney Wainscott and know that they'll be able to finish the job if you find them open. Giuliani scores and will go to the line. She has 14 points. It's 85-68. St. Vincent's still with a healthy lead. Giuliani from Morgantown, West Virginia, was a starter last season for a bit of the time. She's picked up a starting role later in the season. She made her 12th start for the Jackets tonight, connected on that free throw. Whistle stops play with 3 minutes to go. Traveling violation, and it's Waynesburg ball. Looking ahead for these two teams, St. Vincent will play against Chatham, one of the 2 teams right now on the outside looking in terms of those top 8 seeds that make the PAC tournament. Then the Bearcats will travel to W&J and will also take on Westminster on the 1st of February.
Well, the women's standings have the look right now based on the results so far tonight and games to be played still tonight with W&J against Geneva. We don't know what's going on there, but it looks like the top half, top 5 are starting to separate themselves from the bottom 5 in terms of Thomas More, St. Vincent, Waynesburg, W&J, and Westminster. And Westminster, Grove City tonight fighting. Last I checked, Westminster was up about 6 or 7 points on now 3-point game. But if Westminster can maintain that lead and knock off Grove City, that'll give them a couple-game lead on the Wolverines. And that'll be the separation, really, between the top half and the bottom half in terms of where seeds fall for the conference tournament.
Foul called there on Brooke Simons. That's Waynesburg's 8th team foul. Simons has 3 personals. It'll send Stakinis to the line. She'll shoot a 1-and-1. Lauren Blair made both of those free throws on the other end a moment ago. Now Giuliani, Hassick, and her are all in double figures for the Jackets. St. Vincent has 4 players in double figures. Free throw shot no good. 2:45 to go. St. Vincent leading by 14. Simons comes up with it. Loose ball, foul called, stopping the clock with 2:37 left. Allie Schmidt ready to check in for St. Vincent after the first of 2 free throws. No, she'll get the check in right now. Well, maybe there was an official mistake. Schmidt staying on the sideline here for a second as Simons is making her 3rd trip to the free throw line. She's 2 for 4 tonight. First one good. Schmidt finally does get to check in.
Now Waynesburg on a little bit of a run here. Was 85-61 not that long ago. 11-0 run by the Yellow Jackets. Well, 2.5 minutes to go. See if that forces into a a foul situation, setting up a full court press here.
Simons, who was an honorable mention All-Ohio player when she played high school basketball, makes the second of two there. 12-point game now as Mathers grabs the rebound and takes a power step in and finishes with the foul. 20 points now for her, and she'll go to the free throw line.
Waynesburg foul number 2, Brooke Simons, her 5th.
Mathers has been the team's leader in scoring on 5 different occasions this season. This will be her 6th if everything stays on the path it's going on. This is one of the highest performances that she's had all season, breaking the 20-point barrier once again.
And that foul was on Brooke Simons of Waynesburg, her 5th, so she's the first body to foul out of this game. Deep 3 there for Lauren Blair.
Blair's got 13. Mathers improved to 21. 88-76 is the score, and a foul is called by Heather Davis. She'll be the second player to have to check out of the game for disqualification, as that's her 5th foul.
Waynesburg foul number 25.
And coming in for her is Haley Delaney, the freshman for the Yellow Jackets.
Jumping in for the Yellow Jackets is number 13, Haley Delaney.
Collins on the line. She had a season-high 25 points against Waynesburg last season. She hits the first of 2 free throws. She's got 16 now. Second attempt is good, and a timeout, a 30-second timeout taken by St. Vincent. We'll take a break as well with the score: St. Vincent 90, Waynesburg 76, in just a couple of minutes left in this game. Stay with us on the PAC Sports Network.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
This game between a couple of teams close in the PAC standings has turned into a game that hasn't really been close in margin. St. Vincent 2nd in the conference, Waynesburg 3rd in the conference, and the higher ranked team, the Bearcats, leading by 14 in the final moments of this game. Blair drives to the basket and is fouled. She'll go to the line. We've had an incredible amount of fouls called in this contest. There were 31 called in the first half of play alone. And that has nearly doubled here in the second half, as both teams have been in the double bonus for quite some time now.
Yeah, Grove City checking on that Westminster-Grove City game. Westminster starting to pull away slightly, now leading by 9. Grove City did have a substantial lead at halftime, but they're just shooting under 20% for the second half, allowing the Titans to kind of get a stranglehold on that one with a couple minutes to go. Westminster's kind of an anomaly actually in the conference, because normally you have a great home record and you like to go around 500 if you're a good team on the road. Well, Westminster women, they're just 1-5 at home. They're 7-2, looking to go 8-2 on the road. So I don't know what it is about their gymnasium that they don't like, but maybe make some changes, or maybe just schedule all road games for the rest of the season. I'm sure other teams might not mind that, but a strange record for the Westminster women. They're one of those teams that they could sneak up on a couple people maybe come tournament time. They're sitting there laying in the weeds a little bit. 5-3 in the conference, 8-7 right now. They got some good players on that team. Courtney Zidd having a nice ball game tonight, up over 20 points. A couple of 3-point makes, 24 points, 9 rebounds. Gabby Holko was our player of the game. Not a whole lot tonight. They're struggling shooting the basketball, but she's a very nice point guard they have. They have some good pieces in place, some veteran pieces in place at Westminster. That's a basketball team you might want to keep an eye on in terms of women's teams. If you're not looking at Thomas More and not looking at the 2 teams here on the floor, you might want to think about Westminster or maybe W&J. Those 5 teams definitely separating themselves a little bit.
W&J played in the conference tournament final last season against Thomas More. Defeated St. Vincent to get there. The Jackets fell to Thomas More in the semifinal round opposite that. Waynesburg presses and gets a turnover on the other side of the court. Jackets trailing by 12 with 2 minutes to go and a timeout. Giuliani for three, no good. A three-pointer there could have made a huge difference in this ball game, but it looks like instead it's going to be a 5-point swing as Mathers easily connects all by herself, and she has 23 now, running out of room for her on my score sheet as she's scored so many points here in this second half alone. 14.
Doing a nice job. Played a majority of this game in foul trouble. Just one rebound away from a double-double. 8 of 13 from the field, perfect from the line on 5 attempts.
And Coach Jones elects to use his last timeout of the game with 1:30 to go, and St. Vincent leading by 14. It will be a full timeout, and we'll take a break with Coach Jones and the two teams on the floor. St. Vincent up by 14 on the PAC Sports Network.
Bankruptcy myths busted.
Bankruptcy is just another word for failure. It's for deadbeats.
The typical person filing for bankruptcy is 38, middle class, and educated. Over 90% of bankruptcies are traceable to job loss, illness, or divorce, factors largely out of anyone's control.
Myth busted. Bankruptcy myths busted. Brought to you by Foster Law Offices. Call today to schedule a free consultation and sleep better tonight.
Thanks for spending your evening with us on the PAC Sports Network. I'm Nick Farrell, filling in for Randy Gore tonight, along with my associate Justin Piles, producer Kat Guyan, and camera person Shannon Basic. We're here at St. Vincent College in Latrobe, PA, a couple of schools founded back in the mid-1800s. St. Vincent, 1846, Waynesburg, 1849. Though they're close in the year they've been founded, this one hasn't really been such a close game, with St. Vincent leading by 14 in the final minute and a half of the contest.
Nice. We don't get the history lessons when I do that with Randy. I gotta get on him for these kind of things. Nice, interesting tidbit.
Hassick commits a foul near the scorer's table. Both teams have been in the double bonus for quite some time, so it'll send Collins back to the free throw line. She's 2 for 2 in this second half, but is 2 for 5 so far in the game. A bit uncharacteristic of the third best free throw shooter in the PAC, but she's still racked up 17 points so far tonight. First free throw is good. A couple of substitutions for St. Vincent. It'll be Hannah Carroll and Abby Stahl coming into the game. Mathers and Schmidt checking out. Collins was a huge component of St. Vincent's big run here in the second half. She had rattled off 8 consecutive points for the Bearcats, or at least 8 in a string of 10 or 12, a couple of threes and a layup. She now has 19 points tonight and checks out of the game, so that'll likely be her final tally. Mathers leads all scorers with 23. Then there's Collins with 19 and Keg with 17 for the Bearcats. For Waynesburg, as there's a turnover underneath, and St. Vincent will go shoot free throws now on the other end. The Jackets are led by Elaine Hassick and Hayden Giuliani, who both have 15, and Blair also has 15. So those are 3 of Waynesburg's core scorers, all exceeding their averages. Then there's Heather Davis, who only has 5 points, all of those coming in the first half because she was in foul trouble for a large portion of the second half, picking up 2 fouls very quickly back-to-back. It's Hannah Carroll on the free throw line for the Bearcats. And mass subs in for the Yellow Jackets. St. Vincent leads 94-78 with 1:18 to go. The team's single game highest total this season is 95 points. That came against Juniata in overtime. 95-93 was the victory there. St. Vincent has a chance to set a team best this season in terms of points scored, as the Jackets get a quick couple of shots up. Heather Marsh missed. I believe that was Romanchuk underneath, who will go to the free throw line. Rather, that's Katie Hoover, the 5'11 freshman, graduate of Mohawk High School. She'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws with 1:04 left.
Who's got a shooter?
Hoover misses the first in the game for Waynesburg right now, along with her, Heather Marsh, Cortland Carr, Gelman, who's been into the game for quite a bit, and Romanchuk, who checked in earlier in the game. All freshmen for the Jackets. Romanchuk grabs the rebound. Gelman still dry from beyond the arc.
1 minute.
And Marsh misses on the putback. Final minute of play. Marsh gets the steal. Smartly gives it to Carr. Carr, left-handed layup, no good. Marsh there, tipped around. Gelman gets it at the free throw line and takes it into the basket. 95-80 is the score. The officials requesting to reset the clock. On the scoreboard right now, it reads 42.4. He has asked for 44.6, and that's what we've got. 95-78 is the score. St. Vincent a couple of buckets away from the century mark, but that's not really what matters. What matters is the victory and getting back on the winning side of things and improving to 8-1 in the conference.
Now you have to like the way that this team responded. Having that big defeat at the hands of Thomas More on their home floor. This team responded, I think, in the way that Jimmy Petruska wanted to. He said that game kind of lit a fire under his team. Well, definitely lit a fire in terms of offense tonight as they're approaching 100 points, and they'll face Waynesburg again. And I'd be surprised if it was this kind of margin when these two teams faced off again. Just Waynesburg, a very good basketball team, just a down night tonight, but they'll be there in the end with St. Vincent and some of the other top teams in the conference.
Maggie Kimmich had a 3 a moment ago for St. Vincent. Gelman responded with a 2. 10 seconds to go. St. Vincent a chance for 100, but it looks like the team will just pull it out and take the 98-82 victory. And that is what will happen as the horn sounds here at the Carey Center. We've concluded 1 of 2 games tonight. St. Vincent improves to 11-5 overall, 8-1 in the PAC with the win. Waynesburg dropping now to 9-7 and 6-3 in the conference. The Jackets have had woes away from the Rudy Marisa Fieldhouse in Waynesburg. Now 2-3 in conference play away from home, 4-5 overall. We'll take a short break and come back for our final thoughts and name our Foster Law Office's Player of the Game. Stay with us on the PAC Sports Network.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help.
After a tough loss to Thomas More, the St. Vincent Bearcats came out and made a statement here tonight against the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets, currently the third-place team in the conference. And a big part for that statement in tonight's contest was Taylor Mathers, who had 23 points and is our Foster Law Office's Player of the Game.
Yeah, she did a great job coming out of the gate really quick on the score sheet with a couple of baskets right away, and then had a little bit of foul trouble, went away from her offensively, and then found her rhythm again in the second half to the tune of 23 points, 9 rebounds, 9 of 14 from the field, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. You can't ask for much more out of an interior player, post player than that, and when in limited minutes too because of her foul situation. So great effort from her and the St. Vincent team. We kind of talked about that as the game wound down, what this means in terms of going forward, how the team really needed to respond and did respond tonight, and a great job by them getting back on the win side of things after a letdown on Saturday. And looking at the Waynesburg side of things, Lane Hassick, 16 points, 13 rebounds for her. She had a nice evening as well. And if you look at the games, both these teams so balanced, 4 players in double figures, numerous contributors up and down the score sheet. Kind of out of necessity tonight, but those are characteristics of these teams anyway, every other night. And it really, even though we went deep into the benches, it really didn't affect the quality of the basketball that was being played, because both these teams are used to going to their benches, are used to playing 10, 11, 12 players per night. And you know, they knew exactly where to go, what to do, and in some cases really didn't miss a whole lot out there. The foul situation at the end of the first half kind of toned things down a little bit in terms of offensive sets, but otherwise, great game, great, well-played game all around, and congratulations to St. Vincent.
Yes, congratulations to the Bearcats. Congratulations to St. Vincent's senior Taylor Mathers, our Foster Law Office's Player of the Game. The final score from Game 1 of our doubleheader here on the PAC Sports Network, St. Vincent 98, Waynesburg 82. The second game is about 25 minutes away, featuring Waynesburg and St. Vincent. It's Neon Night here at the Carey Center. Might get a little loud, but it's certainly going to be fun. Stay with us here for the rest of the evening on the PAC Sports Network. For my partner, Justin Piles, our producer for the night, Kat Guyan, and our camera person, Shannon Basic. We'll see you in 25 minutes for the second game of our doubleheader on the PAC Sports Network.